Hello EU, how's everybody doing? And welcome to Prove Your Skill #1 Spring Season here on the EU server. Tonight we are following RA1D. Yes, that's right, RA1D, the Germans. Well, they're not, they're Swiss German really. But anyway, let's have a look. Firstly, before I go into that, I'm not the only one streaming. There's me, I'm doing the RA1D. And Every Good Name Is Taken is also streaming. He is doing Endgame, I believe. They're both in the same group, oddly, so unfortunately there's only two streamers tonight, myself and Every Good Name is Taken. Looking at the chart, well, we're right down in the bottom group. I believe we're in the bottom group. Right down here somewhere. There we are. Where are we? Where are we? Oh, there we are. So, RA1D, who are they? Well, they've got Blaster Blue, Timon, Nara, Yanitastic, Elena's, how'd you say that? Zahrovia, OG, Drizzle, JP, and S1K. Matches, well, we're going off on the hour. So, we're going off exactly on the hour. Out on Mayan Ruins, it is best of three, so it's Mayan Ruins, with a decider on Naval Frontier. And they're going out against W2N, Tarex Kokot. Don't know this clan, W2N, but that's who they are. Realista, Pinky, Olawir, ST, is that Steel, Jacobs, Senko, and what's that, Shinigami? Something like that. So that's what we're looking for, and that's there's a lot of clans in tonight. I mean, there are plenty of groups. I mean, this is Group 7. Lots of the big boys are playing. Reckham are there. Loka, Imor, Krakenes, Serenity, Vale, my clan, APA. Woohoo! Got Reckham again. Krakenes again. Oreti, XG, Sparta, VMorg, Fufor, Astra, Nomad, Tertia, VMRO, they're all there. Zenith, who else we got? APA again, Pink, always, HNKL, BPS, there's a lot of interest in them at the moment. ASP, BPS again, R2K, they're in there. Corpy are in there. Fufor again, Phoenix, BHBP, Turk Tank, DOS, UN, RA1D, Endgame. So, you know, quite a lot on RNG there, of course. Quite a lot of well-known clans. We're going out on Mayan Ruins, so we're going to do a flyover at Mayan Ruins so we can try and anticipate exactly what we're going to see. So this is Mayan Ruins. So I'm going to click on it. So we're just going to, I haven't got Strat Sketch, unfortunately won't let me play it and do it, so we're going to go into Mayan Ruins. So what are we looking to see here? Well, it's Supremacy. So from this side, are we going to be seeing much action around this cap area here? I mean, there's always good action around the C cap with the mediums and the lights. You normally get some mediums and lights going there. You don't normally get the heavies going there, but it's a good area to get to if you've got your mediums and the lights. Heavies, well, on EU, sometimes we get heavies jumping into that B cap from either side. It's a risky move, but sometimes they do try it. And you do get some around here, not generally in random matches. You get a lot of action around this area of the map, but not necessarily in the tournaments. In the tournaments, you do get a lot more action around this side of the map. So it depends what the teams are taking. RA1D are notorious for having some interesting strats. Are they going to be going for the A cap? Are they going to be taking super heavies? Are they going to be taking mediums? Are they going to be taking E5s or Kranwagons? They do like their Kranwagons, do RA1D. So we don't know as of yet, and I don't know what strats the other team are going to do. From this spawn, however, well, again, it's pretty much the same. You're normally going to get your mediums and the lights heading towards that C cap. I don't know, you very rarely see it in randoms, whether or not teams are going to drop into that B cap. As I said, you do see it in tournament play with support from these areas. Sometimes we also do get to see TDs here on Mayan Ruins. Not always, but sometimes. And, well, it'd be interesting to see how they play it. The other match we've got is Naval Frontier. So let's have a quick flyover of Naval Frontier because we have got time. Naval Frontier, where did I put you? There we go. So let's have a quick overview of Naval Frontier and see what potentially the strats may or may not be. I can't predict what they're going to do, but we can try our best. So from here, again, it's going to be, there's 3 caps. Now, what we tend to get on the tournament side is we tend to get spotting tanks going here to make sure that they can spot that B cap. The other thing we do get on tournaments is sneaky people trying to get into the B cap to cap that first. We also get heavies going up to the C cap, funnily enough, because there's some good positioning that you can have from both sides of that C cap. I mean, if you can get a tank in here, like an IS-4, for example, you're pretty able, you know, it's pretty much okay. You can be reset with HE, but that's about it. But you can also sit on this part and wait to see if anything comes over the top before pushing into it. Moving around towards the A cap. A cap is also another one, but you normally get some problems here because you can be spotted when you're traversing across this side up into the A cap. Once you get into the A cap, then again you need to get into this type of area here because you can get shot from that side. Coming in from the other angle, well, again, you are going to be spotted coming along this route. You see it in random games. It also happens in tournaments. You get spotted from that TD spot there. They will spot you. But once you're round, you can get up into the cap, and it's pretty difficult for anybody unless they're down. And now sometimes clans take AMX-50Bs and they park it by that bush there for that reason, to get the shots across here. But once you're into the A cap, then normally you can do, you know, you can pretty much oversee the B cap from this cap point. The other thing that generally tends to happen in some clans, they stick a tank here, and that is just an annoying position for both the tank and the people trying to get the tank, because it's very rare to get shots in from that position. That is the other TD bush, as we normally know. You see it. That's the spotting bush. So some clans do put a tank in there, like an IS-4, and alternatively on the other side of the map, they sometimes put a tank in here if it's an IS-4. This is the other spotting side. It's almost a mirror to the opposite side, so you can overlook the B cap and try and get things in. Think about the B cap. Once you get down there, I mean, you've got good cover his side. If you're coming in from this side, nobody can shoot you from there, but they can shoot you from there, and they can't shoot you from that side. Rotating round it, well, again, if you get up into this wall area, then you can side scrape off this wall, and the only thing that can shoot you comes from that angle rather than that one. Doubt we'll get to Naval Frontier, but it's always good to have an overview of what we're looking at. So we're going to jump out now and get into the game. So we've got a minute to go. Unfortunately, W2N haven't turned up in full yet, but I don't know. We haven't seen them. What we can see here, RA1D are going out on Mayan Ruins on the North Spawn. We have Elena in the T22, Yanni Tastic in the E100, Blaster in the E5, Naro in the E100, OG in the E100, S1K in the 50B, and Timon in the IS4. W2N, well, so far there's only 2 of them in. That's Oliver and Shinigama. They can't go out with just that. They need 5. You have to have a minimum of 5 to enter into the tournament. There's only 30 seconds left, less than that. If the other players don't turn up pretty darn quick, this is going to be a technical victory to RA1D. So sorry about that, guys. Can't really do much about it if the team doesn't turn up. But they've probably seen that they've been, you know, tired up with RA1D, and they've sort of kind of thrown in the towel, which is a damn shame. Oh, 3. No, they are all here. They're playing with the stream and with RA1D. It also doesn't help because I can't tell you what tanks they've got. But anyway, they are on the South Spawn. So they've got 2 Chieftain Mark 6s, an IS-7, a Mouse, an E5, a Vickers, and a WZ. So it's going to be an interesting one to see. Hit points are in the favour of RA1D, but only near as damn it. There's not much else in it. Oh, yes, I've got Wood FPS. I can't say anything. Unfortunately, I'm not allowed to talk. But there we go. Anyway, let's get up high into the back of the map and see where they're going. And unsurprisingly, there is a 50B. There's a couple of E1, there's 3 E100s, a T22, and obviously an IS4, and an E5, which is blue. The 50B, which is S1K, is making a beeline for that A cap. And as I said, I mean, the mediums, there you've got the Vickers there, heading its way towards the C cap, getting that early cap in. And the rest of the team coming into support like they do in a random match. The Vickers of Jacobs is getting into that C cap, getting it capped out. They will take the cap advantage. Raider dropping into the A cap. The majority of the W2N team are around what we would normally see in a random game. E100s of Raid are taking their positioning, overlooking the B cap, trying to get those cross shots into W2N. Team on in the IS4, potentially looking to drop into that B cap. And there he goes. And I've got stuck on. Come on, get away. I hate these buildings. So Timon drops into the B cap. He gets absolutely smacked for his troubles, though. That was a lot of HP going down there from Timon. Tries to get the B cap. He has now thought that is a bad idea. The chieftain of Senko is coming round. He's going to push onto Timon. Basically, the E100s are coming around to push onto the mouse. Well, there are 3 E100s and only 1 mouse, and the mouse is not long for this world. In fact, it's not long for this game at all. Good round by Naro into steal there in the E5. Down goes Timon, so Raid lose, but there goes the mouse. Naro is now being bullied by the WZ and steal in the E5, but he's in an E100 and he's got Yantastic behind him in another E100. Steele is going to go down. He's not going to last. It's going to be over for Steele. He's going to go back to the garage and just be spectating, I'm afraid. Pinky is trying to help. Oh, down goes Shinigan before. And there goes Steele. Jacobs in the Vickers has also gone down. Timon is the only one gone down so far. OG, however, is probably going to go down. He's being harried by Realista here in the IS7, but he has support from S1K and Blue. Only 2 left, Realista and Pinky. Pinky is over there with Yannitastic. Oh, he does take down OG. OG is down, but Realista not going to last. S1K has now fully loaded his clip. Blue is behind him. Pinky is realistically the last man standing here. And Pinky manages to take down Naro in the E100, but Yannitastic is full of HP. He's going to be able to take Pinky down. Pinky, valiant effort. I mean, it wasn't a pushover. Look at that. 3 of the raid tanks down. Elena in the T22, almost close to going out. But, well done, Raid. Valiant effort by W2N. Can't disagree with that. Knocking out 10,693 damage, which is not shabby by any shape of the imagination against Raid. Raid churning out 17,310. I mean, you know, it's a good starter. Let's put it that way. Raid, well, the 100's really dominating there. Naro doing 3,000, almost 4k in damage. And OG just shy of 3. We're now going to swap those spawn points here on Mayan Ruins. This time a Raid on the south spawn and W2N on the north spawn. Tank-wise, wow, Raid are not changing their meta. Elena still in the T22, Yannitastic in an E100, Blaster in an E5, Naro in an E100, OG in an E100, S1K in the AMX50B, Timon in the IS4. Looking over at W2N, I'm suspecting there will be some changes to their meta, although at the moment the only change is Jacobs dropping out of the Vickers and into the T62A, Realista is still in the IS7, Steele in the E5, Senko in the Mark 6, Olivier in the Mouse, Pinky again in the 113, and Shinigams in the Mark 6. So the only change is Jacobs dropping out of the Vickers, moving into that T62. Raid have got the advantage. They are 1 up in this round. It is best of 3. So they have got 1 foot into the next round already. But W2N have not rolled over here. Let's put it that way. Excuse me while I take a sip of my coffee, which is slowly going cold. It happens. 9 seconds to go. Here again on Mayan Ruins for previous skill number 1 raid against W2N here on the EU server. So, I'm guessing pretty much of the same tactic from raid. I don't foresee many strat changes for raid. Don't know about W2N. I'm intrigued to see their strats. To be honest with you, it wasn't a bad strat that they played. Pretty much like what you would see in a random game, but they managed to rotate around the map very nicely indeed. Let's get up high and see what's going on. Well, yeah, pretty much the same mirror strat that we saw last time from raid. Jacobs in the T62A is looking for that C cap again, but he's going the long way around, looking for those early spots first. Don't blame him. There's a lot of big guns out there for raid. Steel has been spotted as he traverses across. Realista going out wide. The Mouse of Olivier is going up, and the Chieftains and the WZ just holding back, waiting for the A cap to pop. Once bitten, twice shy. The A cap has popped. They don't know it's S1K up there, but they're putting the blind shots in nevertheless. It's pretty difficult to reset the cap from that position. As you can see, you can't really get a view onto S1K unless he pops round, and he's going to pop round. But he's capped, so cap advantage will go to raid. C cap has now been taken. However, Steel and Realista pretty much isolated now. Raid doesn't need to do anything. Team on this time, because those Chieftains and the Mouse isn't there, he's able to now drop into the B cap and sit behind this little pillar, which gives him just enough to side scrape off and give enough of protection. He gets the cap. He's going to move forward now to minimize being shot. The E5 does have gun depression, but if the E5 pokes, then OG there and the other, who is it? I can't remember, he's Yanni Tastic in the E100, will be able to give quite a bloody nose to the E5. So W2N here, all to play for. Raid have started to bleed a little bit, but nothing. The Chieftains and the WZ and the Mouse just lining up with the Mouse. The WZ is looking to probably steal the A cap. The thing is, those E100s are dangerous for raid, and they know this. Now we've got the T22 and the E5 of blue, so Elena and the T22 in blue trying to push on Jacobs here in the T62. Jacobs comes down, probably not the best move he made today, because he's coming down in front of, he's giving the T22 of Elena a really, really hard time, however. That's some great brawling there by Jacobs, but he does have Raid Blue there, who, well, Elena goes down, but Raid Blue, don't know what he's doing, T62A now is a one-shot, but Blue is not looking to push him. We're going to leave that battle because there's things going on up above. Now we've got Steel dropping into the B cap, putting shots into Timon, but it's all going down around S1K. S1K is being pushed here. He's not fully loaded, and the Mark 6s with their really decent reload time are really giving him a hard time. The Mouse is next to no hit points. But S1K here, he's got one shot left in his clip, and he's going to go down. S1K is going to go down here. That's a good move by W2N. Very good move indeed. They've taken the E100s out of the equation. Now, Timon has gone down. S1K has gone down. Jacobs has gone down, courtesy of Blue. But Raid are on the back foot. You can see they're on the back foot. They've got less tanks, less HP, and they've got less base points. OG is being harried by Steel here. Yanni Tastic is going to lose this battle between Realista and Senko. So Raid are really on the back foot. Totally. It's 3 now against a lot more. They've got 2 full tanks left. I mean, Naro is still in a nice position, but OG is losing hit points rapidly. You can see here, great shot in. Blue really needs to pull his finger out. He's taken a long time. I know he's capping, and he capped the C cap, but he's really got to move in there. Raid are now up on points, but they are losing, and they're now up on hit points as well. Down, however, goes OG. That's a big loss. It's 2 against, well, 3. Can Raid pull this back? Blue is hoping that the capping of C is going to bring them back in here. He needs Nardo to basically hold out. Can he do it? Realista here on the IS-7 is very healthy, but so is Blue. Steel is not very healthy in the E5. And he's not pushing down, allowing Naro to get shots into Realista, but Naro was waiting for Steel and puts a massive roll in. Can they get rid of Steel? It's going to be close. This is unbelievably close, but it's all over realistically now. The points go to Raid. Stellar performance by W2N. Absolutely stellar. I don't believe they deserve to lose that. But congratulations to Raid. I mean, that was close. You see there, W2N churning out more damage than the Raid boys. Great games. Really good opening games. So impressive with W2N. Didn't deserve to lose that game there, I don't think. They played some really good stuff. They pushed on the right tanks. And they did what they needed to do. They were just, well, unlucky with that cap points. I take it all back against Blue. He capping that C cap. He seemed a little bit apprehensive with helping out poor old Alina, but there was a strat involved. He did take out Jakubs in the end, and then he moved in to take out the C cap. And capping that cap, taking that C cap really helped Raid get their base points back up. So sorry, Blue, for questioning you. Didn't mean to. It just looked a bit odd. So Raid are through to the next round. Unfortunately, W2N are not. But with playing like that, they're a clan to look out for, believe me. So, we're through to the next side. Let's have a look. See if we've got any more results coming in. Da-da-da. We already know that. Well, Wreckham are through and APA are through at the moment. Moving down, Wreckham, Deborah is through. Kraken S, the French Touch are through. Reti are also through. And W1RS, Spanish, are through into the next round. Moving down, Fufa, Astra, FV207, KV4, S4W and Tesha, all pretty well-known clans. Well, I don't really know FV207, but I do know KV4, I do know S4W, I do know Tertia, I do know Astra, and I do know Fufa, all through to the quarterfinals here today. Moving on to Group 4, Ibauti, S1A, Zenith, GX, IW, JO46 and APA, other team, or is it first team? I don't know, we'll have to check. Also through. So, no surprise with APA, JO46, Zenith. Don't really know Ibauti, S1A. I know IW or GX, so no surprises realistically. We haven't got all of them through yet. Quarterfinals for Group 5, BPS. Both BPS teams are through. Asper through, Ivico, don't really know Ivico, but they're through. Cash and Corpi. Again, not everybody is through yet. We don't fully know everybody yet. Coming down into Group 6 for the quarterfinals, 4 more, Fu4, Phoenix. I don't know, is it A1N1? I don't know, maybe. BHBP, Quick, Tess and TFCZ, all through into the next round. Group 7, well, Raid and Endgame are through. BTC, 57th, RGT and POG are through at the moment. Raid, well, who are they playing? They are playing 57th next. And they're going out on Rockfield, followed by a decider on Alpenstat. That's in the next 15 minutes. So let's wing across and try and see what, if anything, is going down on Rockfield. So Rockfield, it's an old map. It's a great map. Does a turn on the tournament circuit every now and then. Some clans don't like it. Random games, well, everybody knows what random games are like with this map. So let's get up there and let's do a flyover. So basically we've got the C cap and the B cap and the A cap. Now in random games, everybody tends to go to the C cap. That's not necessarily the case here on competition. Sometimes a clan will put a medium or a light tank here to get those spots as they're coming across, and they try and send some of their tanks up here. Not all of them. It all depends. They depend on the lineup that they're facing. Sometimes you see clans heavy-hand it into the C-cap area with the mediums and the lights, but you also get clans putting heavy tanks around these areas here, either behind this rock or behind this rock, to make sure that the B-cap doesn't get taken. Some clans also prefer to go to the A-cap side. There's good cover moving up, so we normally get a brawl around this area. So it'd be interesting to see from the other angle. Well, it's pretty much the same. From this spawn, you come in, And again, it's like almost a mirror image if you notice here with the rock formations and the ramp. Clans like to put tanks around this area, try and get those spots. Again, trying to rotate into here with their mediums and their lights. Sometimes, as I said, heavy-handed. Even on this side, they bring their heavies up and try to push through. It depends on the lineups. Again, you normally get some clans taking tanks down towards the B cap, trying to sit in behind these rocks here. They get good cover and they're able to reset the cap. On some occasions, not always, some clans like to stick their tanks around this area. Again, it's almost a mirror image to the other side. And we also get clans moving up onto the A cap. Why? Well, you can get shots across from these positions into C, although you are exposed, especially from that position there. But there are good rock formations and haul down positions to get into the A cap. And if you can get into this point, it's really much only HG shells that are going to reset you. So that's what we're looking at here for Rockfield. Let's have a quick view at Alpenstat. We may get there, you never ever know. So Alpenstat is the other map. Did I do Alpenstat? Yes, I did. And I wonder then, did I do Alpenstat? Yes or no? I can't remember. Alpenstat is a nice map. It's quite big. It's good to move around. Now, what we normally get with Alpenstat, again, is if you're spawning from here, some clans like to take some heavies along this route, try and put it on this ramp here so they can cover the B cap, making sure nothing comes in. Some clans take their lights or mediums over this way into this room, this little position here, like you do on randoms, trying to oversee what's going down, what's moving around, and if anything is trying to cap that A cap. Sometimes clans will hold back, sometimes they will take TD, sometimes they won't, sometimes they'll just hold back around these positions here, just trying to get, if they've got a medium or a light over there, trying to get the spots as they try to cross in that area. A lot of clans like going to the C cap, and they can use the buildings from this side and this dip here to get in. Also, they can use this rock formation to side scrape and make sure that the C cap is okay once they're in there. However, once you're in, C cap can be opened up from that side, as you can see, and some clans like to take an E5 and stick it here to make sure that if anybody does get into the C cap, then they will get smacked. From this spawn point, well, it's pretty much the same, although it's an uneven map because you don't have the same ridgeline to get to, but you do have these areas here that you can actually spot coming over there, and you can get shots into the B cap, and you can obviously pull back towards this rock formation without too much trouble. Some clans like to stick a tank on here just to reset the A cap if need be. Some like to put tanks around on these ramps, again, just in case anything comes through there, but they are open to being smacked from the B cap side. You normally get heavy tanks in some clans, bringing them up, sitting on this ramp here. It's nice and hauled down, and you've got good protection from this rock to reset the B cap and smack anything that's moving up, because it is a gentle incline, so you can do that. As for the C cap, well, it's better to try and keep low as you go under the bridge. This area here, yeah, you can side scrape it, but you're pretty wide open from that area and also from that area. So it's not always a great idea to go that way into the C cap. Some like to sit, as I say, in this dip, try and reset, get the lay of the land. That way they can also rotate backwards and put shots and try and get to these positions here where they've got gentle inclines and they can sort of keep haul down. Again, Alpenstat, great map. You normally get a lot of action around the B cap, especially if there are super heavies involved, but we will wait and see because you never know what these top clans are gonna use. So let's have another look at the table, see if there are any upsets so far, because you never know. So this is so far quarterfinals for the first group: Recum, Dodge, Loka, Imor, Krakenes, Serenity, APA and Vale. Quite a big group that. So my team Vale, that's my clan. Woohoo! Good luck, boys. They turned over 58-34, 2-0, and they're facing Imor next, which is called Salute Inaman, who used to play for them. And they've got Seek and Destroy, Where's My Money, Pierre Gazy, blah, blah, blah. Really good team, Himo. Really good team. So, not an easy one for Vale. As you can see, it's pretty tricky. Loka are also through. They've got their big team again. They're up against Serenity. Wow. Serenity are a really good team and a team to really keep your eye open on. And they've just obviously turned over their team 2-0 there. So that's going to be a big match, Serenity and Loka. Two big matches up already. So Loka against Serenity, Vale against Immor. So who are APA? Which team is this? Well, this is their top team. So they are up against Dodge. So they had a bye. APA had a bye. They are going to face Dodge. I don't know Dodge, to be fair, so I can't really say much about it. There was 61% win rate overall compared to APA's 66% win rate, obviously, and everybody's going to pick it up, so I might as well mention it now. They're talking about the 100% win rate, but, you know, it happens. Wrecker also through. They will face Kraken S. Very good team. Moving down the groupings, well, again, we've got the big boys. We're not going to go through all of them. We'll just pick out the big guys who we saw in the top 8s last year. So, again, we've got some, you know, no major, or maybe VMorg, that's VMorg too. No major upsets, so I can see so far. Not really. This is JO46. They played pretty well in the winter season. They are looking off against IW next, who also played pretty well in the winter season, so that'd be an interesting matchup. Carrying on down, hang on a minute. People are saying I need to check things. I'm ignoring you because I don't see it. Yeah. So, when we got BPS, so which BPS? This is the BPS other team, led by Gaseo Jones. Woo! And as you can see here, they're up against R2K. That's going to be an interesting one. R2K, we've got Ice Cream chilling there. A good friend of mine, been streaming with him loads recently, so that's going to be an interesting match. The other BPS, this is led by Foxy. That was their team from the winter season. Well, they're up against Corpy. So they may meet eventually. Asp already through as well. They're a pretty good team, one to look out for. Down to the quarterfinals of this one. Well, some good teams there as well. Moving down further. Endgame. Wow, who have they got next? They have got UN. Well, UN is absolutely brilliant. Now, every good name is taken is just written to me. And the reason he's written to me is because we have a chance of Raid meeting up with Endgame. And if they do, we may have a prediction discussion between ourselves, which you guys will obviously hear, so we can see. So that's what we're looking at, guys. We've got about just over, 8 minutes? I can't really play a replay, unfortunately. I wish I could. I wish I could play a replay. Let me just answer this message. So that's where we are. So it's all set to be good, guys. It's all set to be an interesting tournament and an interesting series. We've got some great and fantastic clans going forward. Unfortunately, there's only 2 streamers today, and as I said, every good name is taking a streaming endgame. So if you want to know that, go to current in your garage, click on to prove your skill, click on to streams. Both the streams are listed there. Mine is there. Every good name is taken is there. He is following endgame. We are following raid. Chances are we're going to come up against each other. But you never know. You just never know. Now, another important thing, normally what happens is after this PYS, which is the group stage, they go into the final stage. However, because, and this is off the press, just in case anybody hasn't, I don't know if Wargaming announced this yet, update is coming tomorrow. So all games that were scheduled for tomorrow are now cancelled. So Prove Your Skill number 1 final stage will not take place tomorrow. It will take place on Wednesday. Okay. However, the NA stream obviously will still take place because it's obviously not tomorrow for them, it's today. So there we go. There we go. I'm just gonna, I can't play a replay. I'd love to play a replay, but we've only got like 5 minutes. And I don't think I've got a replay that's like 2 minutes. I wish I did, but I don't. Do I? No, I don't. Because we'll get the invite through in a couple of moments. So I'm just going to... No, I'm not going to do that. So no, I was going to, but I'm not going to because I don't think we have enough time. I've got lots of messages from people who... okay. People asking me questions. People are asking me for platoons. I can't tune, I'm in a stream, guys. And obviously there's a delay, so you know it's pretty difficult for me to interact with you lot when there's a delay. Some more cold coffee, and why not? Let me open a crate. And no, not one you have to buy. A normal crate. There you go. 3 boosters. Some of you have been asking... Some of you have been asking, oh, there we go. I'm going to jump in and jump out because I don't normally jump in. I'm going to jump in, press ready and jump out. Now, the thing is, I don't normally go into the room until about the 3:30 mark. The reason for that is because whilst there is a delay, I don't want any sort of potential stream sniping. Not that these guys at this level stream snipe, because they don't. They've got better things and more important things to think about rather than watching, you know, some Muppet streaming a tournament, believe it or not. By the way, don't take that wrong. I'm not a Muppet, but I am streaming a tournament. But trust me, they have better things and more important things on their mind than stream sniping via watching my stream. Even though there's a delay, but the delay, sometimes there is an overlap. I'm so lost as well. Toxic dupe. Dope, sorry. Everybody's lost. Trying to keep up. So we've got coming to the 3 minute, well, the 4 minute mark. So we'll jump into the room in a moment. Unfortunately, Toxic Dope, I don't speak German. I wish I did, but I don't. Well, I do, but only if you want directions to the nearest petrol station. So let's jump in the room. So 57th are already in. We are on Rockfield. They will be going out on the north spawn, which means Raid will be going out on the south spawn. So I have to familiarise myself with the team. So we have Neo, the one, clearly one Neo, in an E5. Kakir Muta, guys. I'm an absolutely abysmal pronouncer of anything that is not English. So apologies if I get your names wrong. By all means, send me a message on Discord or send me a message in game or even on YouTube telling me you don't pronounce it that way, and I'm more than happy to change it because I have no. I'm assuming it's Kakir Muta. So excuse me if I get it wrong. Fertina, I think I understand that one, is in a mouse. Dargileri. Can I call you Dar? Sorry, I'm going to struggle with that one because I'll get it wrong. And I know these are Turkish names, so I apologise again in advance. My Turkish is non-existent, to be fair. He's in an E5 anyway. Then we have MKA. He's also in a Vickers Light at the moment. This one's easy. 6. I can say 6. 6 is okay. 6 is easy. I can do that without absolutely mucking it up. And then we have Flamesiers. Flamesiers? I hope that's right. I hope Flamesiers is right. Again, I apologize if I get it wrong, and please let me pronounce, tell me how to do it correctly. And then we have until enemies are destroyed, sat on the bench. And now one Neo is also sat on the bench because I don't know what's happened there. Until we destroy all the enemies is now come in. So there we go. Still waiting for raid. We've still got a minute and a half. The thing is, we're sat in the garage with 57th, so I don't know if raid are all sat in the queue like we just saw with W2N, which is probably the case. So we won't know until it really kicks off. So raiders turn up in a moment. Someone's asked, is Legion back? Legion never really went away, but as a tournament team, no, they're not. I'm afraid to say. They're not back as a tournament team. So we will see. We've got just under a minute to go. Don't worry, raid are going to show up. They always do. They're just toying with us, you know. How dare you? Yeah, well, Toxic Dope, I don't know. I don't know about the top 4, to be fair. Here they come. Here comes raid. Yes, Coverfall's Loka has entered. Here comes raid. So we have Elena in a Kranwagen, Janitastic in an E5, Blaster IS4, Naro in a Vickers, OG not in an M60, surely not, no, in an AMX M4, Blaster in a Progetto, oh they're all chopping and changing here, Blaster in the Progetto, Janitastic in the E5, that's not Blaster is it? No it's not, that's blue isn't it? No it's Blaster, that's blue, there you go, there we go. Blaster in the IS4, Janitastic E5, blue, that's what happens when they come late. Anyway, we'll go through it again, don't worry. So we have OG in the AMX M4, Blaster in the IS4, Blue in the IS4, Timon in the Kranwagen, Janitastic in the E5, S1K in an E5, and Naro in a Vickers. We are rolling at the moment on the side of 57th, so let's get up high and see where they're going to be going. Now, as you see there, we have MKA heading towards the C-cap. Well, he's going to that little dip that I pointed out, and so is Nardo. So that was unsurprising for these two. They're going to spot each other up, and both teams are heading towards the A-cap. Blaster, again, going to the position that we kind of spotted out when we were looking overview. Onto this rock, making sure you can reset, and Fatina coming in as well from the opposite angle, mirroring. So Timon here using his ability to go haul down with the gun depression in the Kranwagen. Blue dropping into that area that we said that they would drop into. So far for this side of the map, we predicted pretty much where they're going to go. And you can see here that the AMX of OG able to withstand quite a lot. It's a great tank to bounce those things. I'm absolutely loving the fact that somebody has put it in their meta, because it is a good tank. It has got a longish reload, but boy does it dish out some damage, as Sakir Mutar just found out there. But now there's a push by 57, pushing onto Blue. They're surrounding poor old Blue. Dar is there until enemies destroyed that there. Flames is there. 6 is there. Sakir Mutar is there. Blue is not going to last. He's going to go down. First Blood will go to 57th, but they are being whittled down in doing so. They may have taken down a tank, but now 6 is out. Sakir Mutar is looking very worse for wear. He's now down. He's gone. So for taking out 1, they lost 2. That is, and they didn't even take the base. So that was not economical, to be fair, for the 57th. Raid are now just putting the pressure on. Dar here and until enemies are destroyed are under pressure. Fatina trying to chase Blaster out of the cap area, but Flamesers is down. Nardo now moving in. It's Timo here giving MK a bit of a hard time. Oh, down goes Blaster finally, but Fatina is going to go as well. There goes Fatina. Vic is trying to push onto Timon. Timon just blocking him out, waiting for his 1 reload. Down he goes, leaving just until enemies and Dar, last men standing. Unfortunately, they're not going to be taking this one. It's going to be going to raid. Dar is going to be rammed and destroyed, leaving 1 tank left. Poor old until enemies are destroyed. He's just been absolutely pummeled by raid. They lost 2 tanks, Blaster in Blue, but this is better stuff. And there we go. I can't do a platoon. I can do a friend, but not a platoon. So as we can see there, I mean, maybe it was a premature push by 57th. They did take blue down, but it cost them a lot. It really cost them a lot. RA1D managing to churn out close to 17,000 there compared to the 10,000 churned out by 57th. Anyway, time to rotate those spawn points. This time 57th on the south spawn, RA1D on the north spawn. RA1D, they're not changing their lineup. Blaster in the IS-4, Yannitastic in the E5, Blue in the IS-4, Nato in the Vickers, OG in the AMX, S1K in the E5, Timon in the Kranwagen. Moving over to 57, Sakir is in an E5, Fatina in the IS-4, Dar in the E5, MKA in the Vickers, until enemies are destroyed in the E5, 6 in the IS-4, Flamesers in the E5. So, guys, the Turkish lot amongst you, thank you very much for telling me yes, MKH, that is, I didn't think of that, maybe it is Mustafa Kemal Ataturk. That is a really good guess. I would hate to say if it is or not though, but thank you for telling me that my Turkish is absolutely dreadful. I do apologise, as I said, but please bear with me, I'm doing my best. It's very difficult for me to pronounce English, let alone Turkish. So thanks for all your comments, guys. You see, I can't say the Gileri. I don't know. I'm sorry. So I'm going to call him Dar. Dar, please don't take it the wrong way. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I would love to be able to speak the language, but I just can't. I'm afraid. And therefore, in my vain attempt to try and pronounce the names correctly, I'm probably absolutely doing everything a disservice. So my apologies. Anyway, hit points. Well, RA1D have got a lot more HP than the 57th here. Are we going to see a mirror image? Well, you never know. Anything can happen. Anything can happen. Anyway, let's get up high. Oh, keep pressing the wrong button. Let's get up high into the back of the map. This time, Flames is in the T62A. He's going to go with MKA over to the CCAP area. Nardo is already there in his Vickers. Again, taking that ridgeline like we expected and like we predicted. Again, it's going to be an A and a B cap strat. Blaster mirroring what he did on the last map. Blue OG getting a bit of a smack as he comes over. Again, he's just going to take a position that is almost a mirror to the position he had in the last game. Blue, again, so this is a mirror strat from RA1D, not a mirror strat from from 57th. They are taking the C cap, but the B cap will be taken by Blaster because there is no tank there to stop him. A cap will be taken by Blue, so cap advantage will still go to RA1D eventually. Admittedly, 57 got it first with the easy cap on the C cap. Now 6 is pushing up. He's trying to not take on Blue, but to put a bit of pressure on. Blue is not going to move from his perch, which means 6 cannot take the cap. Until enemy is destroyed, sticks his nose over a little bit too far and gets it blooded. Now Flamesers and MKA are rotating back to try and help out. And here comes a push. They're pushing soon again, our 57th. They're going to push onto Blue yet again, but this time there's been a little bit more rotation from RA1D. You've got Blaster and S1K there just waiting for it. Until enemy is destroyed, it's going to be destroyed. Blue has not gone down. This is not working out for the 57th. 6 is down. Blue gets out of there. He has survived it this time, but only slightly. Down goes Blue, but again, 2 tanks for the loss of 1, and MKA has lost a lot of HP, and he's going to continue to lose a lot of HP, and RA1D are literally bleeding the 57th out. So again, it was a great... It looks a lovely push, but Fatina is going to lose out here. Blaster should be able to finish him off. No, he doesn't. I think it's Timon. Yes, it is Timon. So again, they managed to take out Blue, but it's cost them a lot, and I mean a lot. MK is now effectively a 1.5 shot. No, he's a 1 shot because he's down. It's 2 against too many. This is going to go to RA1D. Similar push to the last game. They win on caps anyway. That was always going to be difficult. RA1D were anticipating it. RA1D were expecting it. They understood it. They got it. And unfortunately, 57th, again, bit of a premature push. They did take out blue, but as I said, taking one tank down for the loss of 2 tanks and a loss of a load of HP is not a good trade. And no doubt the 57th will go back and scratch their heads in wonder, how can we capitalise on doing that type of strat going forward? So, Raider through to the next stage. Commiserations to 57th, but you know, they deserve to be there. Looking down, well, let's find out who's got who, if we know. I don't think we will. We'll know. We should be able to see who Raid have got. Let's have a look. No, we don't know yet. We do not know who Raid have yet. So we do know they're going out on the hour, which is in about 20 odd minutes. Thank you, Green Bean. That is incredibly, incredibly nice of you. Thank you so much. That is such a lovely thing to do, and that is a beautiful thing to do. You're a beautiful person. Thank you very much indeed. So, still waiting to see who Raid get. Problem is that was quite a quick round. So because it's a quick round, the other clans haven't had time to catch up. So we're just waiting for the other clans to catch up. So we don't know yet. So what I'm going to do, let me see if I can stick on a replay at the very least. I've got one from Mr. Rolling Swarm that I will stick in. We'll watch that. We'll watch Mr. Swarm rolling out in his T62A. Whilst you watch that, I'm going to take my webcam off because I'm going to go to the little boys' room, and I'll be back in a moment. Okay, so I'm back. Well, basically what happened was I was streaming the Asia PYS earlier today, and I showed a T62 replay from one of my clan members, Loro White. Actually, he's not one of the clan members, he's one of the leads, and he's in the team tonight. And he sent me a T62A, and I played that, and I said it's a really fantastic tank, a beautiful tank. And I said it's well deserving of mastery, that game. Rolling happened to be watching in that game. And he sent me a replay almost immediately after the stream and said, here's another T62A. So here we go. This is what we are. Looks like he's tuning up it with Bolt Carrier. Yes, he is. So he's tuned up with Bolt Carrier, bless him. Good. Bolt's birthday yesterday. And hopefully everybody said happy birthday to him. Excuse me while I sip some more coffee. I do like the T62A. I prefer it more than the Object 140, funnily enough. I think it's a fantastic tank. I seem to get on with it more now than I used to. I never used to get on with it. We didn't used to see eye to eye, me and the T62A, to be fair. But we're getting on a little bit better nowadays, me and the T62A. I rolled out with a good friend of mine, Yori12, who is one of the pro players in the Vale clan. He also turned up in Akva. And he basically gave me a few hints and tips on how to play the damn thing. which I then put in a video. And you know what? Ever since that time that he took me out and held my hand, it's been I've enjoyed the T62 a lot more. I really have. And that's what it's all about, guys. It's about going out in tanks that you enjoy. It's about, you know, learning those little bits and bobs and getting out there. I mean, I enjoy it. And it does help when you know guys who can play the damn tanks. You know what I mean? And thankfully, RA1D knows how to play the tanks. So, but Rolling also knows how to play the tanks, and you know that's it. I mean, you can see here he's already up to 2,100. He's not. Admittedly, he's not setting the world on fire yet, but give it time. There's only 4 minutes still left to go. So, well, 3.5 minutes. So he's got plenty of time to increase that. On a map that doesn't normally suit a lot of people. I mean, I call it Camp Stiller for a reason. Especially in the tournament side. It's not so much on the random side, but you know, it's not one of the best maps in the game, to be honest with you. But if you know, you can see here Rolling is making good use of the mobility of the T62A, moving it around, pushing it around, not staying stationary, getting into positions where he can get the shots across, being supported by Bolt as well, who's in a WZ121, another fantastic little tank. Switching to that heat, because that's the only way you're going to pen those cheeks of that E100. And you can see there, he's penning it nicely. A lot of people say, oh, why are you spending, oh, why are you spamming? Guys, those premium ammunition rounds are there for a reason. And as I said to somebody earlier today on the Asian server, you know, you can buy premium ammunition for credits, not just gold. A lot of people don't know that. You can switch it. You don't have to use gold to buy premium ammunition. Some people think you do, when actually you don't. Ooh, he's going to push the WZ. Give him another HE roll, take him down. He'll take one from the WZ. WZ low rolls though. That was a good brawl, very good brawl. So it's 3 against 2. Rolling's now up to 4,895 officially. I don't know if he's got any blind shots or shots that haven't been. Oh, here comes a very, very aggressive 121B coming up sideways. That was always going to be painful for him. Always going to be painful. And you can see here, Rolling getting up close and personal, using the armor of the T62A. He loses out, but he does 6.2k. Bolt Carrier finishes him off. And what's the big reveal? Of course, it's a gold mastery badge and a shed load of credits. So great stuff there by Rolling Swarm. Let's have a look and see what's going down in the tournament side, however, because that's what's more important. Let's have a look at the charts. Vale are through, APA are through, and Wreckham are through to the semi-final so far, but I need to know who's down in our groupings. We are with Raid. Are they facing Endgame? No, they're up against Pog. So they're against Pog, not Endgame. So if they beat Pog and Endgame win their game, then we've got a matchup. So Endgame will be facing off against RGT. So they're all going off 4 minutes past the hour, which is in about 15 minutes. So let's have a go through the charts and see who we've got. Well, Wreckham are through. Wreckham turning over Kraken S. They haven't got anybody facing them yet, so we're still waiting on a match there. Whereas Vale are against APA first team. That will be Vale and APA. There we go. They are kicking off. APA, well, they have got the usual lineup. Yennefer, Ernzed, Manfak, Good MM and RNG needed, Osseo, The Witcher, APA Wisner, Pamdelis, KD and Lightbulb. So quite a few rotational changes from their previous team, but it happens with all teams. Vale, well, I know these guys, which is why it's not showing, because it's my clan. We have Elysium, the captain, Star, Vermilo, Tastin Killer, Valrider, Yori12, who I just mentioned, Ego Chihai, Shappy, the Black Star, and Laura Y, who I also mentioned. So some very experienced players there, really know their stuff. So all for Vale. Woohoo! Moving down, let's see what happened with Loka. Loka is still playing Serenity. That was always going to be a difficult game. I mean, the Loka lineup is pretty good. It's got Foktastic, Playmaker, Ventastic, Gatastic, the Phoenix, someone from the north, Venusaur, Yasiotastic, Oot, and Udif Vajani. Moving over to Serenity, I mean, Serenity's also got a great lineup. They got Peepo Devil Alpha, Spitfires, Peepo Platoon, Tritoniet, Peepo Angel, Daze, Peepo Dog, Kimmich, and Peepo Jail. So really good players. So that's going to be an interesting one. Whoever wins that game goes in to face Reckham. Moving on to the next group, well, the other Reckham is through. Who are they facing? Well, they're facing Retty, so that's going to be a good matchup, that one. WNRS, I don't know WNRS. Oh, I do. It's the Joneses, Romeo Jones, Pateo Jones. Oh, they're Flankio Jones. They should call it Joneses. Why don't they call it the Joneses? I don't understand. So it's great to see those lot all together. They will go out against Sparta. So that'll be an interesting game, to be fair. Moving down and further down. So we've just done those. Now we're looking at S4W. S4W, they are going to go out against KV4, which means FV207. I don't know. Oh, I've heard. I know their names. I know Wonderkind. I know Kubre. So yeah, they are going out. Well, they haven't got anybody as of yet, so we don't know. It's probably someone like Fufor. They're still playing against Astra again. That was always going to be a really tough match. Moving down into the semis, well, DWF and IW, well, they're through so far. So DWF, they are going to be facing Zenith. So they will face Zenith. They knocked out APA's second team. They will face Zenith. IW, well, they are going to be facing S1A. Carrying on, forever down. Well, both BPSs are through, so who are they playing? Well, BPS are going to play BPS. So one of the BPS teams is not going to progress into the final. So that'll be interesting. So this BPS, which is basically like a rehash of Aqua, have just turned over R2K. They're now going to face the other BPS team, so that's going to be an interesting one. Which means Cash are going to be facing FCO. So that's going to be a good match. And going further down, we have got Phoenix. Phoenix are going to be up against TFCZ. And A1N1 are going to be up against Quick. So good rounds, good matches. And then the last one, as we know, we've got Raid against Pog. Endgame against RGT. So that is what we are looking at in about 10 minutes. Maybe less. I can't do a platoon. I can't tune, guys. There you go. Chosen of Serenity says hello. Hello! Chosen of Serenity from YouTube. How you doing, big fella? So, have I got time for another replay? Have I got time for another replay? We've got what? Yeah, I think we may have time for one more. One more. Did anybody send me one? Chosen said he was going to send me one. Yes, he did. Let's have a look. Hopefully it's not 10 minutes. Hopefully it's not the full 7 minutes. But this is Moby 1 Kenobi in the AMX50B here on Port Bay. So hopefully this is not going to be a 7-minute game. If it is, I'm going to have to cut it short. Because we've got, about 10 minutes. 4 minutes past the hour we go off. So yeah, it's about 10 minutes from now. So we should be okay. We should have plenty of time to do this. Plenty of time to get sorted. Excuse the squeaky chair. The chair squeaks. It cannot be helped. I do like the AMX50B. It's a great little tank. A lot of people don't like it for some reason. They prefer the T57 Heavy. I think the AMX-50B have just got an advantage on the 57 Heavy. Oh, that was a wayward shot though by Obi-Wan Kenobi. Obi-Wan Kenobi now, whacking those rounds into that FV4005, and he's back to the garage in short shift. Two more TDs out there though, the Grill and the Jaegeroo. But the AMX-50B is just going to reload. By the time he reloads, he's going to have to put some good shots into this Jagdpanzer E100. That's a ricochet, but this one won't be. Boom, there he goes, straight through it. And again, just for, there we go. Backs out again. He's already done 1700 damage, and he bounced a shot and missed a shot. So, yeah, that's pretty good DPM. This is why I love this tank. I think it's fantastic. Quite aggressive here, which is nice, getting up, using the cover of the deaded tank. Gets through and round, looking to try and get shots into that Grill. The Grill is moving back, so maybe the 115A will produce. Yes, he does. It's another good shot in, and another good shot. What about third time's a charm? Of course it is. Backs away in towards the Jaegeroo carcass. Gets a shot into him, though, as he gets round there, but he's down, allowing Obi-Wan Kenobi to push onto the Grill. The Grill is now in a world of pain unless he can get out of there, because once this AMX-50B is loaded and loaded with HE, he is going to be able to clip out that Grill. There goes one. Grill gets a shot in. There goes two. That's a low roll. There goes three. That's a low roll as well, so he doesn't clip him out, but he's finished off anyway. Carriers on down. It's three tanks left. One of them's a 50B, one of them's a T62A, one of them's a Kranwagen. No doubt their TDs are screaming and shouting at them, why did you go to the A-cap and leave us alone against all these horrible heavies? Because that's what a lot of people would be saying about now. Especially with the T62A not going over the other side of the map. He should have gone over the little river and got shots into the C-cap, but he didn't, and it wasn't to be. They brought it back though. It's now 3-on-3. However, this Kranwagen is wide open. Load the HE, stick into the engine deck. No, changes. Yeah, no, he's still sticking the HE in. Low rolls there again with the HE, bless him. But now he's up to 5.3k in damage. I mean, this is really good stuff. This is what we like to see. Kranwagen is now a one-shot to everybody on the map. He's got to get out there. 50B, well, can he be clipped? Probably. No, he can't. He's trying to get that shot into the 50B. There goes one. There goes two. He's going to whittle him down even further now. There goes number three. Leaves him on 600. He's now a two-shot. By the time this 50B reloads back up, Obi-Wan Kenobi should be able to take out the 50B. The Fearless should be able to get around the back as well. There he does. The T62A gets around the back, puts a good shot into the 50B. 50B is now a one-shot, and the 62A is now clippable. The Kranwagen we already know is a one-shot. He's leaving the 50B. There's no point going for the 50B. It's a waste of the AMX shot. Track him. Wreck him. He was clipped out. It's now 1 against 2. Points are against him, but it's 50B on 50B, and it's 7.7k in damage. He's going to be able to take out the 50B quite easily, and then he's just got to find the Kranwagen. Once he's found the Kranwagen, it's going to be all over. Good night, Vienna, as they say. Here comes the Kranwagen. Boom, he's gone. Sorry, the AMX, he's gone. Here's the Kranwagen coming over the top. That's not a good idea. Down he goes. What a win. Just shy of 8k damage. Ooh. 7,977. 45,000 credits. 3 kills. 5,000 XP. Well deserved mastery. Well done, Obi-Wan Kenobi. Right. We have the room invite now. It's on that one. It's this one. There we go. We've still got 4 minutes, so I'm going to ready up and jump out. That was a great game. Love that game. Brilliant game. People are sending me messages. I don't know what that says. Mama. Ja vitali vosmia. I don't know what that means. Sorry, my Russian is really bad. 21 pilots. Yes. Okay. Hello. How you doing? I'll accept those. Let's jump into the room. Raid are not here yet. They'll come in the last minute. We are going out on Dynasty's Pearl. I would have shown you an overview of Dynasty's Pearl, but I completely forgot. I must admit. I completely forgot. Fact of the matter is, though, you're going to see mouses. There's going to be a mouse on here somewhere, and there's already a mouse there from Michael. So there we go. I don't know Pog, so I've got to refamiliarise myself. We have Original here. He is going out on an E5. Blue Marble, I know Blue Marble. Blue Marble, he's going out in an IS4. Ison, don't know Ison, but hello Ison. He's going out in a mouse. Blue Marble's probably not going out in an IS4. No, he is. Epic Noob, I have no Epic Noob. He's going out in an IS4. This is Michael Schumacher. I know Michael Schumacher. Michael Schumacher is going out in a mouse. Risky, I know Risky. He's going out in an E5. And Tim, don't know Tim, to be fair. He's also going out in an E5 at the moment. At the moment. So we have got Original in the IS4, Blue Marble in the IS4, Ison in the mouse, Epic Noob potentially in a mouse, Michael Schumacher potentially in a mouse, Risky in an E5, and Tim in an E5. Raid are here. They just haven't put themselves in yet. So you have to wait. We have to wait. They'll probably turn up with seconds to go. Oh, I forgot my webcam. Look at that. What a complete utter noob I am. Sorry, forgot the webcam. Found it. Speculate. Yeah, got it. Thank you for the replay, STB. I'll use that. You know what? I almost misread that to say something else. But that's I will use that. Don't worry. Don't worry. I got it. Speculate. Here they come. Blue is in first. And he's beaten Naro to the post this time. It was Naro last time. Blue is here now. First up. Potentially in the IS4. No prizes for these streams, I'm afraid. The only prizes you get for these streams is my warm and friendly demeanour. I'm really sorry about that. So here they come. Here comes Raid. Coming in. May not give me enough time to go through their lineup, but we'll go through it when we're doing the countdown. So it's not a big deal. It's not a massive problem. The moment, well, we have Blaster, Alina, Yanitastic, Blue, Naro, and S1K in. Here comes OG. So we have Blaster in an E100, Elena in the IS4, Yanitastic in an IS4, Blue in a Crown Wagon, Naro in a Mouse, OG in a Crown Wagon, and S1K in an IS4. So that's what we have at the moment. I did tell you we would get mouses. Mouses are here. Melly, you don't need a new premium. You need just a louver. Seriously, just a louver. Go out in the German tier 8 heavy louver, you'll make credits. Seriously, not joking. 10 seconds to go. I hope Pog don't miscalculate. Our epic noob really will be an epic noob. Anyway, here we go on to Dynasty's Pearl. Always interested to see how they're going to go A and B strat. I mean, when the mouse is normally going to go to the B area, but it's always interesting to see where they send the other tanks. Do they go into the park area, or do they go into the A cap area? Well, we're going to find out in seconds few. Thank you, Epic Noob. So let's get up high and to the back, see where they're going. We can get really high on Dynasty's Pearl, strangely enough. I can't do it on any other map apart from this one. So as you can see, well, I said they don't normally go. You've got the mouse of Ice Essen moving towards the B cap area, with the Ice was Epic Noob Blue Marble, with Pog overseeing the A cap. The two mouses of Ison and Michael Schumacher are heading towards B, with Original leading that charge. Blaster in the E100 is also trying to cover. Naro has gone towards the C-cap in his mouse, which is surprising. S1K and Elena also in the IS-4s, heading towards the C-cap. A-cap will be taken first here by Pog. Raid, therefore, are just going to have to take the C-cap, cover the B-cap, and hope to God that they can push into it. Pog are just going to take defensive positions to stop and reset anything going down on B. And this is exactly what I'm anticipating they're going to be doing. Michael Schumacher just getting out of harm's way there, because you can see that Raid are trying to put the shots across into these mouses of Ison and Michael Schumacher. Original, well, he's a nice 4. It's a hull-down tank with not the best of the gun depressions, let's be honest with you. So, good shots going across though. Raid have now got to try and move in, and they have, and they've sent all their big lumbering heavies into that B-cap, but they capped it, but took quite a few hits, but there was a lot of bouncing. And as you can see there, Raid have not really bled. That was absolutely amazing. I would have expected Raid to have bled a lot more, but they haven't. Pog bled more, and now Pog are on the back foot. It is Pog who now need to either retake the cap. Well, they didn't need to retake. Yeah, they have to steal the cap, and they now have to take the cap, or they have to push. Raid, however, are now in the park, and they're going to stay hull down defensively, waiting for either the push down the flanks or push into B. And you can see that Blue Marble in the IS-4 is moving and rotating around, trying to consider, well, are they going to go down this flank? This is the weakest flank for Raid. You can see that they're stacked up on the other flank. The Mouses, it's probably going to be a coordinated move, with the Mouses moving in as the E5s get round along with the IS-4s to that flank to push all at the same time with like a double push. One down the flank with the Mouses going into the B-cap. The IS-4s, Raid have cottoned onto it though. They've caught it. Now the Mouses should be making a move in towards Naro. Yes, they are. Blue Marble's making a move in as well. They're trying to get him in a crossfire. Naro is being pressured here, but Raid have responded. They've responded pretty well. Yanni-tastic. I'm trying to keep everything. Blaster is now coming in to help Naro. Naro is going to go down, but Michael Schumacher might go down first. Yes, he does. Naro is still alive. Naro goes down, but now Epic Noob and Ison have got Blaster behind them. Naro's down. Schumacher's down. Going around here though, Blue and S1K are giving Tim and Original a really hard time. Tim is down. Ison is down. Original is now being bullied by Blue, Yanni-tastic, and S1K. This is great stuff from Raid. Down he goes. Back over here quickly because Blaster is now giving Epic Noob a hard time, but it's all over on points anyway. Wowzers. That was great stuff from Raid. Really, really well coordinated and well thought out. I am absolutely stunned that they managed to push 4 tanks into B. I'm not stunned that they got the cap, but push 4 tanks into B that was being covered and hardly lose any HP in doing it, and then rotating back out. That, wow. I mean, just wow. No doubt Pog is scratching their head saying, how on earth did that actually happen? But we're still under Dynasty's Pill. This time swapping those spawn points. Raid on the south spawn now. Pog on the north. Looking at those lineups. Original in an E5. Blue Marble in an E5. Ison in a mouse. Epic Noob in an E5. Michael Schumacher in a mouse. Risky in a T22. Tim in a Kranwagen. Looking across to Raid, Blaster again in the U100, Elena in the IS-4, Yanni-tastic in the IS-4, Blue in the Kranwagen, Naro in the mouse, OG in a Kranwagen, S1K in the IS-4. I'm still getting over how 4 Raid tanks got in there and got out of there without losing barely a scratch. They came out with barely a scratch. And I seriously, I bet Pog sat there thinking, what on earth? There were shots going in, but they were just not connecting. Anyway, Raid, 1 foot into today's final. 1 game away It's best of 3, remember, here in the PYSs. So they're 1 game away from today's final. Let's see how that goes, shall we? Best of luck to both clans, by the way. Like all clans, you know, whilst I may be doing X and Y, I wish every single clan success and best of luck to both of them. And I just hope they have fun and enjoy it. RA1D are playing pretty nicely now. They had a bit of a blip to begin with in the opening round, but since then they've steadied their ship and they've been a lot more focused. Their focus fire has been good. Their pushing and their aggression has been very nice, very consistent. And you've seen that the teams have just not been able to deal with RA1D when they knock it up a gear. Thank you, Epic Noob. So, let's get up high. You can see the hit points again in favour of RA1D. Well, we can get very high on this map. I don't know how we can. It's the only map I can get mega high. This time we've got the whole of POG heading towards the C cap. Basically a similar strat to what RA1D just made. They're probably going to send the 2 mouses towards B. RA1D also doing almost a mirror strat to what they did last time. So this is going to be a bit more brawly than the last game. You've got the E5s trying to get into those all down positions. S1K pushing into the C. Oh, that's another bounce. Original bouncing S1K. S1K carries on his push, trying to get shots into Blue Marble in Original. Epic Noob is there to try and put some pressure on. Again, S1K here is getting away with this. Nobody is connecting. Finally, Epic Noob gets a shot into him. And S1K starts losing some HP. Finally, we're going to leave that battle for a moment because we've got big tussles over this side. Tim in the Kranragen is being absolutely mullered. Again, he's really being pressured. Down he goes. Essen can't do much in his mouse. He tries, but he can't. Now they're going to try and get the cross shots and come round. Michael Schumacher and Nardo tussling. The Original is down. S1K is down, but down goes Blue Marble. RA1D again. Their focus fire is fantastic. Yanni Tastic here in between Epic Noob and Risky. He is surviving. Now Epic Noob is in trouble because he's got OG and Blaster coming around. Blaster and OG putting 1,000 into poor old Epic Noob. Down goes Risky. Michael Schumacher and Ison coming in the mouses, but it's too little, too late. It's 3 against far too many. RA1D have got this. They've got the upper hand. They've got the hit points. They've got the base points. They've got the guns on the battlefield. Poor old Epic Noob is going to be focused here by somebody. Probably Nardo is trying to get a shot in. This is why Michael Schumacher is doing all he can to protect him. But Blaster is now loaded. Down goes Epic Noob. Unfortunately, just the 2 mouses left. Michael Schumacher is going to be absolutely pummeled. There he is. Ison being pushed by RA1D Blue here in the Kranragen. Optimistically making sure he can't reverse back. And he gets wrecked. Great stuff from RA1D. But again, S1K, you saw it there. Bounce after bounce after bounce. And I say it all the time. At this level, bounces cost games. And trust me, all these players, they're all pros. They're all top level in the game. They know how to make their shots connect. And they know where to aim. And they generally are incredibly accurate. So many bounces on S1K there. And no doubt POG is scratching their head saying, how on earth did S1K manage to get away with that? And, well, it just did. RNGesus was on his side. It's as simple as that. Commiserations to POG. I do like POG. They're great guys. And congratulations to RA1D. They are now into today's final of this group. However, great stuff again. Really entertaining stuff from both teams. So hold your heads high, Poggy boys. You did great. But I think they're still into the final stages. So it's going to hurt them a little bit because of the cups. But this is the opening game. Although we have got a condensed PYS this time. Normally we have like 8. I think we've only got 6 this time. So it is more condensed. There's less cups out there. So it's a little bit more traumatic for the clans. They've got to get those cups. They've got to make those cups count. Let me just see how my guys are doing. Oh, they're still out there against APA, so we don't know yet. Moving down, well, I would be surprised if Endgame have mucked it up. It should be raid against Endgame. It's raid against Endgame. So that's the final. I didn't click when it is. I think it's on the half hour, isn't it? I'm pretty sure it's on the half hour. Let me find out. It should be, yeah, it's 20, it's 36. So yeah, we've got plenty of time. So let me see. Hang on, because now I've got to put headphones on. Because I won't be able to hear anything every saying. So let's get the headphones on. There we go. Join the call with Every. Mr. Every, good name is taken. How are you?
Hello, mate. I'm doing great.
I'm just making sure that everybody can hear you. I hope they can.
Yeah, you are coming through on my side, so let's hope I am on yours.
So, we've had some interesting stuff tonight with Raid. They had a bit of a shaky first game, but since then they've steadied their ship and they've been very dominant. Very dominant indeed.
Your games have also been rather fast, seeing as how yours is also already over.
Yeah. Well, 57th, to be fair, they got a little bit overly aggressive to begin with.
No, I mean this round that we had right now.
Oh, this one, yeah. Really interesting stuff. In the first game, I thought Pog had put themselves in a great position. And then Raid sent all their super heavies into the B cap as a line, 2 IS4s, 2 Mouses. Pog were lined up just behind the little sort of monument and by the A cap. Raid got into the B cap, capped the B cap, and got out of the B cap without losing a single piece of HP.
That is a big moral hit. That is not just a massive disadvantage if that happens against you, but it's also a moral hit because B is not easy to retain at all.
No, it was unbelievable.
Sometimes teams even expect to lose maybe half of a tank's hit points, but none.
Absolutely.
That was big process. Wow.
Yeah, and I couldn't work it out how they managed to do it. I mean, it was great that they managed to do it, but how and why? And then in the second game, Pog had got their E5s in a good position in the park, very nice position. S1K came hurtling through the C cap in his IS4 and went straight through them all without taking a scratch again. And it's not like Pog weren't putting shots in. They were. They were just bouncing everywhere. RNG's is definitely on the side of S1K there. So interesting game, mate.
Yeah, sounds like also a lot of misreaction, I think, from Pog then. Not being able to react to those. Because that shouldn't happen, right?
Well, no, it shouldn't in theory. But as I said to the stream, I find it quite surreal because at this level, these guys know how to connect their shots. They know where to aim. And I also say in virtually every single stream, at this level, bouncing and missing are game changers. They make or break a game.
Oh, for sure.
And when you have 4 super heavies pushing into B and getting B cap and coming out of B without losing 1 HP, a single HP, that's a game changer. It's a game changer.
That really is, yeah. I mean, the games I just had with Endgame, also on Dynasties, obviously, because we get the same map pool, were also rather interesting. In game 1, RGT, their opponent, tried to trap first, because they were playing double 113, triple IS4 actually. A mouse and an E100, so a solid lineup, and I liked that they took the 113s because that thing has great DPM, and now with the armor buff, really makes it viable. And they tried to push whilst Endgame was in a very good defensive position in part. They also had a cap advantage. They just got there early Because, I mean,
yeah.
RGT gave up their fast tanks to play defensively. And then they regrouped their IS-4s, or two of them, with the 113s.
Okay.
Tried to make a flanking play, but unfortunately, in just the nick of time, or maybe fortunate timing even, Orca spotted all four of them.
Wow.
Crossing over the open. The 113 is taken out very early, and that's your firepower gone. The
Yeah.
IS-4 singled out, and I mean, RGT tried to push on B then, right? Because what else are you gonna do?
Absolutely.
But with your main DPM gone, it's just not gonna be able to do a lot. And what's funny... yeah, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, no, you can't. Not in that situation. It's pretty traumatic.
Yeah. And then Endgame went with 263 as... So, how do they say? Stalin's Sand, I think? So, quite a risky play. They have a good amount of DPM, but the gun handling is rather poor. The armor is like master.
Yeah.
And what they managed to do is they pushed the 263s entirely into the enemy spawn, because RGT went full on part.
Wow.
Got there unspotted as well, but then one of the 263s shot. He stayed unspotted, but of course that gives you the signal someone is there.
Yes.
And then they pushed counter with 2 E5s and had, of course, the rest also looking there. Didn't connect their shots, those 263s, which is expected with how bad their gun is. I really don't like that tank. And it ended up being a really close 4v4 at the end, because you just lose two 263s. They got a little bit out of it in the end. They killed their E3, I think, because he was out in the open. But, I mean, that was just... They won because they had two basically full mouses at the end. Because I think they could have lost that pretty easily. But very strong play from Endgame today as well. Also against...
Well, this is the thing. I mean, as I said, Raid started a bit shaky, but very strong now. Very strong towards the end.
I think it was a bit different for Endgame being very strong against UN, which they had in round 2. Very good with the react, because UN tried to push them on Rockfield, which just didn't work out. And then Endgame took matters into their own hand and pushed instead in round 2, and just that was a very strong play from Endgame. So very strong, maybe a bit overconfident with those 263s.
Yeah, a little bit. It's gonna be. It's setting up for an interesting final.
Definitely. I mean, these teams have played themselves before, right?
Oh, absolutely. Many times. I mean, they sort of know what each other are doing, but it's still going to be an interesting final. It's, I haven't seen the maps yet for the final. I forgot to look. What maps are they?
I haven't looked either. I'm in a replay right now.
So am I. Yeah, I didn't look at the maps. So this replay, the replay I've got's about to finish with a good. When they sent it to me, they said it was an STB1 game, and I didn't read the 1, and I thought it read an STB 17K game. I was like, wow! But it's not. It's 7.5K. I was like, wow, that's a lot of damage. But no,
yeah, that is
not
nice.
that much. So,
also, I think, I don't know if you've talked to your stream, but I haven't explained what we're doing right now. So maybe we should do that.
Absolutely, go for it. No, I sort of mentioned it, yes.
Okay, so I had the idea, when I saw that we were put into the same group, to more or less exploit that. Both of us have gotten a pretty strong team, and we were, if both teams want fully, to meet in the finals, or if they both lost, to meet in the match for 3rd place. You wouldn't expect them to go at least to the semis after all. And I had the idea to also apply this then to other streams, not just us two. So with other streamers, if they were to meet in a group, to maybe have a prediction. Just have a little discussion, see how both teams are playing, how they're performing, and just create a little bit more of an interest towards the game that is about to happen. And I think it would be a nice addition, just in general, to have sometimes. Well, I've just meet a streamer early, but at least you can have something out of it then.
Absolutely. Well, I've just looked, and it's New Bay, with the decider being Faust. So,
Ooh, that is
so
not an easy map.
well, it always interests me because I had it earlier on Asia, and there are effectively like two major strats to play on New Bay. Do you go to the ramps, or do you go to the park area, B and C cap? And it's always interesting to see how the teams are going to play that. Now, both the teams that we're going to see are top of the game. They're incredibly good players. They know what they're doing with their hands behind their back 9 times out of 10. So it's going to be interesting to see how they play this one. Are they going to go for the cross shot firing from from up high on the ramps, or send tanks towards the park and try and entice them? It's going to be an interesting one. Is it a cap game or is it a HP game? I don't know yet. What do you think? What do you think they're going to do?
It's always so, like you mentioned, it's either usually the bridge or the park. And it's not just about where the team goes, but where the enemy team goes and how they react. So we have four possible scenarios here. Two of them are just head-on clashes with double park or double bridge.
Yeah.
Which usually then end up being more decisive by who puts in more shots, because they are mostly hold-down situations. Who's better at peeking, or just who has the better tanks for the job. That even sometimes can decide it. Because you can get an unfortunate draw and be forced to play a certain way that you didn't anticipate due to the enemy's strategy. Or we see, of course, parks against bridge, or, well, vice versa, obviously, depending on what team does what. So it's very interesting, because Endgame, in and of itself, is a very aggressive team.
Yes, they are.
Whilst Raid is very, I wouldn't say defensive, but they're
They're
very stable.
Well, they're more of a reactive team. I think they like the counter pushes and getting an understanding of the game and how it's moving, rather than trying to control the gameplay in the map from a position of knowledge. I think that's what Raid try and do a lot, which is why we see them as a little bit more reactive than aggressive. But tonight, again, they've been a bit more reactive in most of the games. Although their starting positions, I mean, Raid have always been good at getting to their positions very quickly, and that's been the case in the last two games. They've got to their positions incredibly quickly, and really made the other teams work hard. Endgame, before I move to Endgame, Raid, well, we know they like their Cranwagons, so they're good hauled out on ramps.
They've changed on that. Or how many did they use?
They've taken a few crowns tonight, but they mainly, I mean, on Rockfield, it was nice to see them rolling out in the AMX M4. That was interesting. That was a good call. Used it to nice effect. No Cranwagons in that. No, they did. They still had a Cranwagon. They had Timon in a Cranwagon, I believe. But they used IS4s, E5s, Vickers, and the AMX M4. On the games we've just had, well, they were in Dynasty's Pearl, Mouses and E100s, along with E4s. And still, a Cranwagon made a showing, so the Cranwagons were still there. So Cranwagons are still making still in their lineup, but they are shuffling that meta from what we saw from Winter, to be honest.
Yeah, they've definitely stopped relying on them too much, which, as I've said before, they realized that as well. Which is a very good call to make, because it's not easy. It really isn't. To change your meta, especially in the matter of a season.
Absolutely, yeah.
Well from them. But yeah, like you say, Raid very reactive. They are very stable. The word that I like to associate with them, because they usually have a very strong communication, which is most/all of them being able to speak German. Even though, yes, usually you have teams speaking English, but, having a non-English language be the main of a team, I think it bonds you better.
That's interesting.
That's just
never
my
thought of it.
personal opinion. And Endgame, on the other hand, is very, like they always are, aggressive. They've shown that as well today. But aggression can lead to mistakes if you try to be too hesitant.
Well, it can. And we saw
you're just not decisive enough. But
Well,
Endgame
go on.
usually is.
Well, I mean, we saw with Raid earlier, 57th were very aggressive on Rockfield, and don't get me wrong. I mean, it was a nice little push. They did it twice. It was a nice push they did. They managed to surround Raid Blue and get him out of the game, but that move cost them a lot of hit points and 2 tanks for the price of 1. And this is the thing that Raid can do. So whilst it looks like it's a nicely timed push and your tanks are going in the right direction, you've got good focus fire, it can backfire if the other side are anticipating it and their focus fire is equally as good. And this is the thing, that can sort of backfire with being aggressive. But we know from watching Endgame, and we know Endgame, mentality, they like to control the map. And they like to control, they like to control the direction the game is going. And they do like to get very aggressive into those early positions and really put pressure on the other teams. So New Bay is ideal for this kind of gameplay from both sides. Well, the room is up. I normally jump in, not yet, I will jump in a moment, because I jump in, ready up, and then jump back out again. I don't normally go into the 3-minute mark. But I think this one's going to be close. I've been watching Raid. I haven't seen Endgame in this tour, but I know Endgame, of course. Raid are looking not the Raid we saw in winter. They're looking a lot more refined, a lot more consolidated, and a lot more focused than what we saw in the winter tour. And I think they're going to give Endgame a run for their money. I don't think they're going to topple Endgame. I think Endgame are just too strong still. And that's the crux for EU. The crux for EU is getting and knocking Endgame off that perch.
The thing with Endgames as well, they do that also against Raid a lot from the matches that just come to mind right now. For example, the Yukon game that I remember. They make so much chaos that even a team as stable and reactive as Raid is, and it's probably one of the most teams that can react well, at least on EU, they just could not handle that. The game was all over the place, and Endgame, I don't know how they do that, but they can control that engagement and fully, like you say, control the map, control the fight, and then usually turn it around with just better focus fire and just making the right calls. So these teams are a very good matchup. You have a very aggressive team and a very defensive team in that sense.
And here's the irony.
Ubay brings it out fully.
Yeah, but here's the irony. I'm following Raid and I'm sat with Endgame. You're following Endgame and sat with Raid. That's how that works, eh? Well,
I'm looking forward to this one.
So am I. I mean, I'm looking at the way that the tanks are lining up at the moment, and there you go, look, with the Crown Wagons.
Yep.
Three of them.
Quick mention, Jack says we're here to jinx it. I don't think so.
No,
That's
not
his
at all.
job.
Not at all. That's his job completely. But looking there, you see the AMX M4 is making a showing again. OG taking it out yet again. 3 Crown Wagons for Raid, a T22, an E100 and E5. Looking at Endgame, wow. What have you got to say about their lineup? Is that traditional Endgame stuff?
I mean, they liked using the 50. They haven't used it at all today, I don't think. But if I think of a 50B team, it's probably Endgame.
Okay.
They are, like, autoloaders in general work really well if you are aggressive, and if you can make that aggression work. Crown Wagons as well, because they can fully load, they can single shot, meaning that even if you don't push immediately, if you can put some shots in and just wait for that clip and then push, you have some early damage, and then you can control the engagement. And it's just going to be interesting to see. And a slight mention for you, if you don't know, Hollow, because
yes,
likes to rename himself like every clan does, is in this case Nico.
Okay.
Ahmed is Shogunat. So.
Okay, so I was going to ask, is Hollow, Nico, and Ahmed Shock, but I wasn't sure who was who. Oh, well, there we go.
Yeah.
Well, have fun on this one, my friend. Enjoy the commentary. Good luck to both clans. I mean, we're rooting for both of them, to be fair. It's anybody's. Obviously, there's only going to be one winner, but I'm sure they're both going to throw their best at it, and it's going to be a fantastic final for the opening round of the PYS here.
Definitely. And with that said, thank you, Fujit, for the talk.
No problems, mate. Talk to you later.
Enjoy.
Bye for now. Cheerio. So we're back alone. As you heard there, I mean, this is going to be a great little final. We've got Endgame against Raid, two real superior clans here on EU. It's on New Bay, which is an interesting map. It suits realistically both of these clans. We're seeing a lot of Cranwagons. You heard me mention, along with Every there, that Raid do like Cranwagons and they do like going hull down, and they do like, you know, they could therefore use the park area because they are on the south spawn, which makes it easier for them to get into the B cap. So they are able to use those hull down tanks, getting into B, getting into the positions around B, and possibly into the park area, getting the cross shots. But they can also go to the ramp. As you can see with Endgame, we've got Hollow in a Cranwagon, Hamed in an E5, Carolade in an E5, Last AFK in a Cran, Winch in an AMX-50B, doubling up with Orca in a 50B, and Object 3 in an E5. So we said Endgame like to be aggressive. They do like to be aggressive. They're not a passive clan. They like to control the map. This is going to be a great little battle. It's going to be a great battle. So let's see. Hit points, next to nothing in it. Endgame just tipping it, but it's nothing to worry about. It doesn't make an iota difference. 100 hit points here. This is the opening round, and it's a great opening round. Absolutely great opening final to have going into watch Raid and Endgame. And already we can see here Endgame making a move for the ramps. So we're going to wing ourselves across to the other side of the map to see what Raid are doing, and Raid are doing almost exactly the same thing into the ramp, although Blaster is peeling off. Cranwagons here, Blue getting a smacking as he tries to go across. The AMX also bouncing though, but Blue taking a little bit of pressure as he crosses there. Blaster and Naro looking to try and get onto the ramps from this side to get those cross shots in. So it's a bit of a brawly type scenario at the moment. And as you can see, the aggression of Endgame, not all of them went up. The 250Bs went down. They're going to try and rotate round the back of Raid here. Get shots into the back, looking to finish off the T22. Back up at the top, though, the E5s pushing onto the AMX, trying to get Blue out the game. Blue goes down in the Cranwagon. Elena is going to be really in trouble here. The AMX-50Bs, thankfully, are reloading. S1K is also being whittled down here. They need to get Naro up there involved in this battle. S1K in the Cranwagons. You can see that what's going on here. Endgame are focusing those crans. Down goes the T22. Down goes OG in the M4. Down goes S1K. It's 3 against a lot. Carolade has gone down in the E5, however. Raid are managing to whittle down some of the hit points, but at the same time, there's only 3 of them. And Yanni Tastic is on his long reload, and they're focusing Blaster, and why not? Blaster here being pushed a little bit by Object 3. Winch is just waiting to reload. Orca is waiting to reload before they push onto Blaster. Winch has decided, no, I'm almost reloaded. I might as well get up there. I can take a shot from him. He goes up there. Blaster is going to go down here. Yanni Tastic is also going to go down here. Object 3 is trying to get the shots into Nardo. Down goes Yanni Tastic, leaving Nardo last man standing. And impressive stuff by Endgame. Very impressive stuff. We said they were aggressive clan. We said they like to control the map. And you can see here, that's exactly what they did. And they purposely focused those Cranwagons. And as you can see, the Cranwagons going down first. Blue in S1K going down first. You know, going down with hardly anything being dished out. Poor old Elena got pushed by 2 AMX-50Bs going down. Couldn't do much about that. You know, when you've got 2 50Bs chasing you, it's well, just difficult. Sterling effort by Naro to try and get as much damage out as possible, along with Yanni Tastic, but it was just too little, too late. This is impressive stuff by Endgame. Don't disappoint. And as I said earlier, and it's taking nothing away from Raid, they're a fantastic clan. Knocking Endgame off their perch, that is the key now to the EU server. And with displays like that, it's going to be difficult. It's not going to be easy. So, swapping those spawn points. This time we have Endgame on the south spawn, RA1D on the north. RA1D not changing their lineup, sticking with those 3 Crown Wagons. Whereas, you know, you've got Endgame also realistically not changing their lineup either. It's same meta, mirror strats. You know, you heard in winter one of the issues RA1D had in winter was their reliance on the Crown Wagon. Don't get me wrong, it's a beautiful tank, it's a great tank, but once you've expanded your clip, its DPM is just not great. So, you know, and they admitted, not to me, but to every good name is taken, that yes, there's too much reliance on the Crown Wagon. We're seeing 3 of them here. It is a map that sort of allows for Crown Wagons, but as you just saw there, 3 of them, apart from Yannitastic, there's just not enough DPM going down to push them back. So we're probably going to see a repeat insofar as, not strat, but insofar as the approach. We're still going to see probably a very aggressive endgame, trying to dominate, trying to control the map, and a RA1D team trying to get a feel for where they can basically hurt endgame. So let's get up high and to the back. And again, heading towards the ramps here are endgame. RA1D leading the charge in the E5. And looking over the other side of the map, pretty similar strats. Also, excuse me, coming from RA1D. Crown Wagons of S1K, Yannitastic going up on the left ramp. Blue and OG in the Crown Wagon and AMX going up on the right ramp. RA1D is already at the top, trying to put shots in this time. Good shot going in, and you can see there the 50Bs going down again, trying to get round the back and put shots into the back. And that's exactly what they're going to do. They're going to put shots into the back of blue. You can see the E5s now of Endgame pushing heavily into the area. RA1D, Ahmed, Object. Down goes OG in the AMX. The AMX 50Bs are now putting shots into the side of S1K. RA1D is down, however. RA1D goes down. Endgame have lost a tank. But look at the hit point just whittling down from RA1D here. Blue is just surrounded by Hamed and Object. He's being whittled down in his Crown Wagon. Down, however, goes Blue. Sorry, Ahmed. Down goes Hamed. So he's lost. Yannitastic is also down, though. Hollow Purple and Last AFK coming in, trying to put pressure on as well. Orca and the 250Bs of Orca and Winch are still reloading. Object 3 here, still in trouble now. He wasn't in trouble a minute ago. Object 3 goes down. So it's 4 against 5. Oh no, it was against 5, but down goes Naro in the E100. Down goes Blue in the Crown Wagon. But they can take out Last AFK here. We've got Elena and Blaster trying to put pressure on Last AFK. Down goes Last AFK. Now they need to put pressure on somewhere else. S1K is being pressured by Winch. Winch has got 1 shell left. Is he going to be able to take out S1K? Should be able to. No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. Now he does. Leaving Blaster as the last man standing. 1 against 3. Well, it's 250Bs in a Crown Wagon he's facing. Orca has got 1 shot left. Oh, Nilo, right, he doesn't manage to finish him off, but Hollow Purple does. Endgame, take it. Similar as we saw last time, Endgame, very aggressive, but this time RA1D giving back as good as they got, being equally as dominating, really using their focus fire, but the Crown Wagons, with their lack of DPM, just not really able to hold out there. But that was a much better game from RA1D against Endgame's dominance. This time Orca dishing out 4.4k. Wowzers. And Elena doing what they could with just over 3k in that T22, running around the map, trying to get the shots in, trying to help out. With Endgame like this, you know, this is only the first PYS. Clans are going to be looking at how they're going to be able to stop Endgame, how they're going to stop that dominance. But that is just a fantastic game from Endgame. We've seen some great matches from RA1D tonight, so, you know, it's not like all of a sudden RA1D are rubbish. They're not. They're great. It's just that Endgame are just, wow, fantastic. And this is the thing. I mean, the disparity between Endgame and the rest of the clans is quite big. and they've got to narrow this gap down somehow. And no doubt RA1D will go away, dust themselves down and say, what do we need to do to turn over endgame? They're not going to be too disappointed. It's the first PYS. They've got the cups. They're into the final stage. They're going to consolidate, rethink, reconsider, and no doubt come back flying hard. This is number 1 of 6. Plenty of time left. Let's have a look at the rest of the standings and see what we've got chart-wise. So, APA turning over Vale. Vale losing out to APA, which would be disappointing. They lost 2-0. But they came third, beating Wreckham 2-1. So congratulations to the boys at APA. Let's have a look at Serenity and APA. While they're still out there, I don't think their games are going to be as quick as what we just saw. But if I was a betting man, I would put my money on to Serenity. Moving down the list, we had Reti and WNR facing off in the final, in the third place playoff, and it will go to Reti. So well done, congratulations Reti. Looking at the finals, I don't think we're going to get any result there either. No, not yet. Again, I don't think teams are going to be as quick off the blocks as Endgame and RA1D were just. Moving down, we had Fu4 against KV4 for third place, and Fu4 turning over KV4 2-1, so close games. And again, we're not going to get, I don't think, any results for this one just yet. No, we're not. So FV207 is still playing S4W. Continuing our route downwards. Zenith into the finals against IW. Don't think we're going to get any results there yet. No, we're not. But we should get results for DWF against S1A. Oh, and S1A turning over DWF. Now, I don't know S1A. Oh, I do. I know Synoxis. Yes, I do know these guys. So, yeah, that doesn't, that's a good team. Ex-Samurai, Synoxis, Vale. So, good team. DWF was a good team as well. So, a bit of a heartbreaker for them. Moving down, well, we had BPS main team turning over BPS other clan. Similar, other clan. So, 2-1, it was close, it wasn't easy. And BPS into the final, turning over Cash quite convincingly, 2-0. So, again, these are not, I know some of these players, I know Sinkier. So, not shoddy. So, congratulations to BPS there. No doubt the BPS second team came in third. Yes, they did. Turning over Evico. And then, as we know... Oh, no, we've still got this one, Group 6. So, we had Phoenix against Quick. And it was Phoenix turning over Quick there. Carrying on down, I don't think A1N1, we don't know the result on that match. Yes, we do, 2-0, A1N1, so congratulations, A1N1. Carrying on downwards, as you do, we've just seen that one, so it was RGT and POG. Let's have a look, who did what and when. POG stealing that third place from RGT. Well, congratulations to POG there, really good stuff. Now let's go back to the top. And we got a result now in Serenity and APA. We still don't have a result, so that's probably going to a decider. And we don't have a result for Wreckham and Sparta either. So, I don't know who just sent me a message, but somebody sent me a message, I can't see it. So, wowzers, what an opening. Let's just see if they've updated, just in case. No, still don't know. Let me just check on Blitz Assistant, because Blitz Assistant normally updates a lot quicker than the game version. And we'll find out. Do 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 do. There, it hasn't updated either. So I don't know who's won this one, if anyone, and we still don't know, and I could be here forever and a day waiting for it to update on the stream, to be perfectly honest and frank with you. So we know it's going to be one of them. One of them is going to come first. One of them is going to come second. Either way, they're all going to be into the final stage, which would have been tomorrow, but it's not. It is now going to be on the 28th rather than the 27th, because the update will hit tomorrow. And there's no point scheduling the tournament when the update is about to hit. Simple as that, really. So that's where we're at, guys. It has been a fantastic evening. It has been a fantastic opening round here on the EU server. I'm going to go now. I'm back early tomorrow morning for NA, funnily enough. Very early tomorrow morning. It's going to be like 4 a.m. or something my time. So if anybody is from NA, I'll see you there hopefully. If not, I doubt that anybody from EU is going to be there, but we'll know. We'll see. But I'm going to be doing NA tomorrow. And then we're going to break of a day before we jump into doing, obviously, the other tours, which is the final stages. So we'll be back for those. Until then, guys, it's been a great evening. Before I go, let's just check. We may have a result now. Let's just check, shall we? Yeah, I don't like leaving the stream with the results still hanging. It's not fair on the clans. We still don't know the results, so I'm going to have to leave it there. Guys, I've had a great evening. I'd like to say a big thank you for, firstly, all the moderators who have been involved for keeping the chat nice and friendly and pleasant for you, the viewers out there, to say your bits without getting abused or anything. So massive big thank you for the mods. They do amazing work behind the scenes and very, very rarely get appreciated for it. So thank you very much indeed, mods. For the rest of you guys, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for coming over and watching the stream. It's fantastic to see so many people coming over and supporting Clan Wars. I know it's big teams, raid and endgame, but guys, really, thank you for coming over. Thank you for the support on the stream, and thank you for giving me so many likes. It's beautiful to see, and it certainly makes everything much more worth it. Believe me. And with that, we'll have one more check before I go. Still don't know. We still don't know. So with that, I'm going to go, and we'll be back again, as I said, on the 28th for the final stage of PYS number 1. We should be again with Raid, but I don't know, so keep in mind we probably will be with Raid. Until then, enjoy the rest of your Monday, or whatever day you happen to be in whatever time zone you happen to be in. We are going to go now, back again tomorrow morning, for me at least, probably for you guys in Asia, in EU as well, but it'll still be Monday for those on NA, for PYS number 1 NA. And then, as I said, back in on Wednesday with the finals. Until then, guys, stay safe, have fun. Remember that it's all about having fun, and I'll catch you all soon. Until then, okay, one more vain attempt to see if we've got a result. No, we don't. I'm going. I can't be here all day. You don't want to be here all day either. Until the next time, guys. Thanks a lot. Catch you all soon. Bye for now.